This is Hall County Sports, brought to you by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. Remember, when you go Green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair, a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair, 770-535-7278. And by McKelvey Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McKelvey Road in Oakwood. With 3 worship services, Kids Town, and adult small groups, McKelvey Road United Methodist Church, dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Hall County Sports Television. I'm your host, Garry Glenn. Well, with the first full weekend of high school football behind us, guess what the show is going to concentrate on this week? You got it. Mostly high school football. And our game of the week that some of you have already seen, almost all one way. East Hall jumped into a big lead, never looked back as they throttled West Hall 47-14. Our player of the game, Dre Brawner, led the defense as the Viking D blocked 2 points. Brawner recovered the first for a touchdown. Shaquan Tanner got the other touchdown off of a fumble recovery, and Isaac Mize returned an interception for about 70 yards, and East Hall literally off to the races. Now, later on in the game, Jamon Witt and Austin Mahaffey wound up with over 100 yards of total offense apiece. Witt scored 2 touchdowns on the ground, and Mahaffey caught a 24-yard touchdown pass from Cameron Davis. Edgar Serrano, 5 of 7 on PATs. The Vikings will play at Johnson this week. The Knights lost 20-12 to Jackson County. A.J. Millwood with 134 yards rushing for the Knights. We bring to the show now Coach Brian Gray, coach of the East Hall Vikings. And Brian, you jumped into that early lead, momentum went your way, and you never gave it up.
Yeah, we were excited. I thought we said from the beginning special teams would make the difference. And we felt real good about our punt block unit. We thought we've worked on it so much this off season. We wanted to use it as a weapon. We feel we have kids that can get off the ball quick, and it really paid off. And it's kind of nice to get a good lead before your offense even sees the field.
Yeah,
Especially in the first game, when you know you got things you got to work out on. And we proved it since we got on offense first series, penalty.
Yeah.
Trying to get, first game jitters. But we're happy the way the boys played, but, we've got a long ways to go.
Well, when you blocked the first one, after you blocked the first one and you had them deep in their own territory, I was a little bit pressy, and I looked at it and I saw you jump into the punt block formation again, and about that time here you came and you blocked it again. And with high school kids, I think it's, once that momentum starts rolling one way or the other, sometimes it's hard to reverse it, isn't it?
It is. High school kids, so mental part of the high school game is so huge compared to college. Or college and pros, they kind of just hammer along and they'll find their way. High school is so up and down. And I've always believed that a block punt for a touchdown might be the most devastating change of momentum play there is, and to get 2 of them was just complete confidence.
And then when you had the interception return, all of a sudden you're up 21-0, and the air would just, they tried, and later on, to West Hall's credit, came back and scored a couple late, but
they did.
It was just, you could just see it was a totally different game from that point on.
It was. Nobody has a game plan from when you're down 21-0 in the first quarter. You got to go back to what you do best, and it takes time to hammer away. And then sometimes when you get down so quick, and we have experienced it many times over the last couple of years, you got to change what you do a little bit. And sometimes it doesn't always lead to success. But West Hall is going to win a good number of games this year. They're a good, well-coached team, and we're fortunate to get out with a real good, strong victory.
Well, obviously, your defense played well. As I said, they did score, but they scored late. And then your special teams again. And the offense started clicking, too. I think you found yourself a couple of weapons now to go with Witt.
We've always felt we had injuries have been what's hurt us last year with those other weapons, and to get them all healthy and get them into the game was huge. Cameron Davis is a little bit different player than Zach Groover. He does have more of an athletic side, where Zach is more of a mental, making the right read side, and that really helped when we could attack, especially when West Hall really started to bring a lot of people up and really try to stop our run and be able to evenly disperse the carries was huge.
As big as that one is, though, you got to put it behind you. Now you got to face Johnson, who, with the exception of maybe a kickoff return for a touchdown, was really in that game.
They were the better team, in my opinion. I've watched it a couple times, and I've always said you give Coach Friel a big line and a big running back, he can beat anybody in the state, and that's what they have, and they're powerful and they're big, and the Harris kid has really turned into quite the running back, and their defense is, I think, is very improved, and I know they're young and they make some mental mistakes, but they fly, and Johnson plays with a great tenacity all game long. And that's always scary to face, because you don't ever want to place kids when they've always, when they're playing. There is no letdown in that team, and they're a tough team, and we've got a big work cut out for us this week.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, Brian. Always best of luck to the Vikings the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right. Brian Gray, head coach of the East Hall Vikings. We're back with more football in just a moment.
Proper maintenance is vital to the life of your car. Let the experts at Mountain View Auto Repair take care of all your vehicle needs. Owner Danny Hammock has over 50 years of experience in the automotive business and has earned a reputation of being honest and fair with his customers.
We try to treat everybody like I want to be treated. You know, that works out pretty good, and try to keep our price as low as possible to keep people coming in and give them a good price for their money. We do whatever tears up on a car, any kind of work, any kind of car, just it don't really matter. We do it all. People say, when you going to quit and retire? I say, probably never. You know, as long as the Lord let me work, I'll probably be here working.
I've been trading with Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair for about 20 years. I've always been very happy with his work. It's very easy for me to talk with him. He doesn't talk down to me. He explains it in a manner that I can understand.
Most of my customers are like friends here. You know, I've known them so long, and I count them as, most all of them as friends to me.
Remember, when you want honest, reliable service, put Mountain View Auto Repair under your hood.
Hi, I'm Rob Bruce. I'm the pastor here at McEver Road United Methodist Church. And I was thinking this morning about how complicated life is. We have a lot of choices to make in life and not a whole lot of guidelines to do it sometimes. It's like being a parent. You know, I'd hoped when I was a parent that our kids would come into the world with their instructions printed on their bottom, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. And parenting is so much guesswork. I'm amazed that we hear so many people talk on TV, and we can go into the bookstores and see the books and the folks on TVs that have all the answers, but you and I know that they don't have all the answers. And the answers aren't as simple as they tell us sometimes, that all you have to do is smile just right, or say this thing, or feed your children this, and everything will be all right. You know, Jesus gathered with his followers after he was raised from the dead on a mountain in Galilee. And in Matthew 28, it tells us in verse 17 that even then some doubted. And I think that's interesting that the church was formed with some doubt in it. We don't have all the answers. We have some answers, but we don't have all of them. And if you'd like to be part of a community that doesn't have all the answers, but that can help you be at peace with the questions, well, then we invite you to join us at McEver Road. We invite you to come by and visit us at one of our worship services. Won't you come and see?
There are moments in life that you wish would last forever. Dreams that really do come true. Treasures worth protecting, and a future to prepare for. Turner Wood & Smith is with you every step of the way. Established in the Gainesville area in 1905, Turner Wood & Smith has become Northeast Georgia's largest independent insurance agency by offering professional service at competitive prices. Turner Wood & Smith, insuring your future since 1905.
There are hundreds of options when choosing apparel or promotional items at J. Geyer Advertising and the Trophy Case. We're all about quality and competitive pricing. Sports items are in stock. Look for special pricing on Letterman jackets, corporate apparel, corporate gifts, and custom embroidery. All local high schools should check out the line of spiritware and trophies. We're also offering custom screen printing available for any team sport. Be on the winning side when you choose J. Geyer Advertising and the Trophy Case, locally owned and operated at 250 Dawsonville Highway, Gainesville. Call 770-718-0062 or on the web at jgeyer.com and trophycaseltd.com.
We are back. I'm Garry Glenn. This is Hall County Sports. In the first segment, we had the East Hall point of view. Now let's get to the West Hall point of view in this one. As I said, it was 47-14 East Hall, the victors in that particular game. Now, West Hall did score late. As I said in the first segment, it was a 3-yard score from Anthony Strickland and a 37-yard fumble recovery by Isaiah Murphy. Connor Kirkland kicked the extra points for the Spartans. West Hall will host Chestatee next as the War Eagles head their bye in Week 1. We drop by West Hall to get Coach Mike Newton's take on things after Game 1.
Mike, sort of
got rolling the other day the other way, and it was hard to get that momentum reversed.
Oh yeah, we could just never flip the field. We were very disappointed in our special teams right there, but we just couldn't flip the field. And they got the momentum quick. They got those 2 cheap points and then the interception. That was another, unlucky bounce for us.
Yeah,
we couldn't flip the field.
Yeah. What good did you see come out of this?
We did some good things on offense. We ran the ball 45 times, and we ain't done that here in a long time. We ran the ball. We threw the ball 13, but we dropped 7. We got to do a better job in the passing game. I think we can do a lot better job in the passing game. But I saw some good things with the offensive line and some good things with the defense.
And you didn't give up. Scored late a couple times. Didn't get shut out.
No, didn't get shut out. The kids kept fighting, but it was just a momentum factor. And our kids I don't want to say they got down, but it's just a whole thing.
Win or lose, though, put that one behind you because now you got Chestatee coming in here Friday night.
Very good football team, a lot better. They got a lot of kids back from last year. We're going to have a big challenge because they're going to come in here wanting to get revenge, I guess, from last year.
That's right, you beat them last year.
Beat them last year, and it's going to be difficult. We got to come out there and play the best game that we can.
Did you have a pretty good practice earlier?
Oh yeah, we had a good practice on a Monday, and then today we're in full pads, and we'll be getting at it again today.
Good luck, Mike.
I appreciate it very much. Thanks.
Now, last year, Chestatee went 3-7 on the season, and last week, Coach Stan Luttrell gave the Kiwanis Club the War Eagle scouting report.
Chestatee football 2011 can be summed up like this: bigger, faster, stronger, older, and hopefully better. All right. We've had a great off season. We've had a great summer with camps, and our guys are excited about this year and the possibilities of this season. So I want to let you know about on offense. We have our returning rusher, leading rusher from last year, Quan Clark. Quan is a junior. He's going to have a great year this year. He's joined by Montre Tate, who started most games last year at running back. And then we have another young man who joined us from Milton High School, who's a national level sprinter by the name of Brandon Thompson. On defense, our leading returning tacklers are Mike linebacker named Kyle Perry. And we do return our kicker, who's a 3-year starter named Leo Molina. This year, the theme for Chestatee football is iron sharpens iron. Proverbs 27:17, you all probably know, is as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. And that has been our theme starting in the summer. We are 2 platooning again, meaning guys only play offense or only play defense. So we daily get to test our mettle, as we say, against each other. Our guys have done a tremendous job of growing into a good football team, and we're real excited. So I hope that you get an opportunity to come out and to watch us play this year. We open in next week against West Hall, and I just want to remind you that Stan Luttrell is very grateful to be called coach, especially a football coach. Go War Eagles.
The West Hall Chestatee game, the next game of the week right here on Hall County Sports Television. West Hall won it 24-13 last year. They play at West Hall. We'll have more football in just a moment. If you are looking for a quality used car, then look no further than the car store on McKever Road between Gainesville and Beaufort. You won't find clunkers or junkers at the car store, just vehicles you'll be proud to own. At the car store, they can finance you on the spot, no matter what your credit is. They have a variety of plans. You can even phone your payments in. At the car store, they've been giving outstanding service to the community for over 20 years. At the car store, everybody rides.
Come on down to the car store. We can make you happy. My name's Bob Watson, and I guarantee it.
This program is also brought to you by Long Street Cafe, now with 2 locations in Gainesville, 1043 Riverside Terrace and 405 Pearl Nicks Parkway. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Monday through Saturday. Longstreet's got the reputation for Gainesville's fastest drive-thru and the best fried chicken you'll ever sink your teeth into. Plus veggies, a full salad bar, and great desserts. Check today's menu at www.longstreetcafe.com. Call a friend and meet them for a hearty meal at Longstreet Cafe, where they put the home in the cooking.
What does Applied Images Incorporated mean? It means real people answering the phone. It means real people servicing your business or school. Quick response along with quality production is demanded in our world of business today, and no one knows that better than Applied Images Incorporated. After years of working with graphic artists, marketing managers, public relations departments, architects, and engineers, we have developed an extensive experience in our trade that is second to none. We excel in our knowledge of graphics and printing, signs, banners, posters, brochures, training manuals for schools and businesses. And now, custom t-shirt printing is available. You must see our line of t-shirt designs. What does Applied Images Incorporated mean? It means quick response, quality production, and real people answering the phone. Churches, businesses, schools, picnics, trade show displays. Call us today for any printing or graphics needs that you may have. Applied Images Incorporated at Gainesville White Print, 312 Bradford Street in Gainesville, 770-534-2086.
In other football from last Friday night, Flowery Branch crushed Madison County 56-7. Candler Coker threw for 204 yards and 2 touchdowns and ran for 56 yards and another score. Jeremy Haley had 104 yards rushing and 2 scores. Casey Osborne had 91 yards receiving and a touchdown. And Coker found C.J. Curry, whom he'd played with at North Hall, for 63 yards and a touchdown and a 2-point conversion on Curry's birthday. Leo Manzo was 6 for 7 on extra points. The Branch plays at Wandabera next. The Bear Bulldogs lost 17-13 to Rockdale County. Lakeview lost a 6-0 2-field goal heartbreaker to Fellowship Christian. The Lions are at Kings Ridge Christian next. The Tigers shut out St. Francis 34-0 last Friday. Gainesville will try and bounce back from their 49-0 pasting at the hands of Buford when they host White County. The Warriors from Cleveland had to swallow a 28-27 loss to East Jackson to open their season. A fumbled snap on a PAT, the difference there. Riverside had to endure a 50-0 shellacking at the hands of Lumpkin County. The Eagles played Banks County next. The Leopards opened with a 13-7 edging of Social Circle. Now, North Hall will open its 2011 season this Friday in Jefferson, playing at the Dragons. And Bob Christmas talked about the 2011 Trojans at the Kiwanis last week.
And I just really feel blessed to be starting my 37th year. Some years better than others, some fonder memories than others. Last year was kind of a down year for us. We lost 4 games by a touchdown or less, and kind of a rough year for us. This year, our numbers are actually down a little bit. We're in the low 70s, but this football team is probably a lot more typical of North Hall teams of recent years. These kids are blue collar and proud to be blue collar. The kids that we have this year, there doesn't seem to be any concern about how many touches they get. It's all about team. To me, football is the ultimate team sport, and I like them all. But the reporters, they love for you to give them names and stuff. I like to say it was the team that did it. Unfortunately, we have to give them some stats and stuff. But to me, it's just as much a part of the lineman as it is the back or the quarterback. And it's just, to me, again, it's the ultimate team sport. I'd say our strengths this year is just going to be mental and physical toughness and team unity. I feel like we've got a great chemistry. I think especially up front we're going to be strong. We scrimmaged Forsyth Central Friday night. Not a very good 4A school, 1-9 last year. But the worst game they lost was to Chattahoochee 35-14 last year. And they returned just about everybody. I was real pleased with our effort. We won the scrimmage. I think it was 38-12. A lot of things to fix. A lot of things we're not doing right. But again, a great chemistry, great attitude, kind of a typical North Hall school. So we're really excited. Now we can have a much improved team this year. And
now, the Dragons of Jefferson are already 1-0 in the season. They surprised some folks when they handled arch rival Commerce 41-14 last Friday. Back to wrap it up when Hall County Sports concludes.
Proper maintenance is vital to the life of your car. Let the experts at Mountain View Auto Repair take care of all your vehicle needs. Owner Danny Hammock has over 50 years of experience in the automotive business and has earned a reputation of being honest and fair with his customers.
We try to treat everybody like I want to be treated. you know, that works out pretty good. And try to keep our price as low as possible to keep people coming in and give them a good price for their money. We do whatever turns up on a car, any kind of work, any kind of car, just it don't really matter. We do it all. People say, when you gonna quit and retire? I say, probably never. You know, as long as the Lord let me work, I'll probably be here working.
I've been trading with Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair for about 20 years. I've always been very happy with his work. It's very easy for me to talk with him. He doesn't talk down to me. He explains it in a manner that I can understand.
Most of my customers are like friends here. You know, I've known them so long, and I count them as, most all of them as friends to me.
Remember, when you want honest, reliable service, put Mountain View Auto Repair under your hood.
Hi, I'm Rob Bruce. I'm the pastor here at McEver Road United Methodist Church. And I was thinking this morning about how complicated life is. We have a lot of choices to make in life and not a whole lot of guidelines to do it sometimes. It's like being a parent. You know, I'd hoped when I was a parent that our kids would come into the world with their instructions printed on their bottom, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. And parenting is so much guesswork. I'm amazed that we hear so many people talk on TV, and we can go into the bookstores and see the books and the folks on TVs that have all the answers, but you and I know that they don't have all the answers. And the answers aren't as simple as they tell us sometimes, that all you have to do is smile just right, or say this thing, or feed your children this, and everything will be all right. You know, Jesus gathered with his followers after he was raised from the dead on a mountain in Galilee. And in Matthew 28, it tells us in verse 17 that even then some doubted. And I think that's interesting that the church was formed with some doubt in it. We don't have all the answers. We have some answers, but we don't have all of them. And if you'd like to be part of a community that doesn't have all the answers, but that can help you be at peace with the questions, well, then we invite you to join us at McEver Road. We invite you to come by and visit us at one of our worship services. Won't you come and see?
There are moments in life that you wish would last forever. Dreams that really do come true. Treasures worth protecting, and a future to prepare for. Turner Wood & Smith is with you every step of the way. Established in the Gainesville area in 1905, Turner Wood & Smith has become Northeast Georgia's largest independent insurance agency by offering professional service at competitive prices. Turner Wood & Smith, insuring your future since 1905.
Your one-stop spot for complete auto repair is the Auto Works shop on Sprout Springs Road. On everything from oil changes to brakes, new and used tires and tune-ups, even the big jobs like transmissions. The specialists at the Auto Works can have you up and running just like that. You talk about value. The Auto Works will not be undersold on used tires or any locally priced repair job. Ask about special discounts for students and teachers with your ID. That's the Auto Works at 6671 Spout Springs Road, just past Flowery Branch High and Spout Springs Elementary Schools. Phone 770-967-1732. If you're tired of paying high prices, go on down and visit the good folks at Dave's Goodie Barn. The buyers for the store travel the globe, searching for the greatest deals so the savings can be passed along to you. They purchase from insurance companies due to fires, floods, and other natural disasters. Most of this merchandise is in near perfect condition. So if you're tired of paying high prices, hurry on down to Dave's Goodie Barn or visit their website at davesgoodiebarn.com. What's there today may be gone tomorrow. There were some other sports going on in Hall County last week. Let me hit a couple of the highlights for you. Cross country, the North Hall boys and Flowery Branch girls won the Northeast Georgia Cross Country Championships held at Athens Christian this past Saturday, August 27th. The Branch girls won by a skinny single point over Wanda Barrow, while the Falcon boys were second to the North Hall Trojans. Brandon Lawson of North Hall had the highest individual finish, second in 16:14.91. In softball, Miranda Miller went 4 for 4 and pitched the victory with 3 strikeouts in West Hall's 16-1 win over Chestatee. She had a homer, a double, and 4 RBI, and certainly helped out her own cause. North Hall won a 14-12 shootout with the Lady War Eagles. Melissa Adams had a 4 for 4 game. That included a 3-run homer and a double for her. In volleyball, the West Hall Lady Spartans remained unbeaten last week at 9-0 with wins over Jackson County, East Hall, Johnson, and Lanier. Lake and Hereford had 31 assists in the first 3 matches, while Lanisha Kearse had 27 kills on the week. Lakeview also picked up wins over Rabun County and Gainesville. Molly Gay with 15 assists and 11 aces. Jamie Nixon had 20 kills and 7 aces. And Nixon had 30 kills and wins over East Jackson and Havisham Central. She added 14 more kills and a loss to Jefferson and a win over Prince Avenue. Gainesville volleyball got off to a 5-1 start with a sweep of Lumpkin County, Jackson County, and East Hall. Kaylin Walden had 41 assists and 10 aces. She'd had 36 assists and a loss to Lakeview and a win over Rabun County. The Gainesville JV volleyball team won the Viking Classic tournament recently, beating Lumpkin County in the gold bracket final. And Bernal Soccer dropped its season opener. Final was 3-0 in favor of the Savannah College of Arts and Design. Time now to name our athletes of the week. For the boys, Flowery Branch's Candler Coker for his 260 yards of total offense to go with 3 touchdowns. And for the girls, West Hall softball's Miranda Miller for her pitching and offense in their lopsided win over Chestatee. Okay, a few other notes for you. North Georgia College and State University has picked up a Gainesville alumnus to play basketball. 6'1" sophomore forward Jamie Carnes, who's coming back home to Georgia after a stint at Wake Forest. At Wake, Jamie saw action in 28 games, including 1 start, while averaging over 10 minutes a game. She prepped at Gainesville High School, where she was the AAA AJC Player of the Year, 4-time All-Area, 2-time All-Region, Atlanta Tip-Off Club All-Metro, and the most valuable player at the GACA North-South All-Star Game. She's a former Times Player of the Year and picked up some of our HCS TV awards as well. Meanwhile, former Chestatee softball player Nicole Long has signed on to play at Hiawassee College in Madisonville, Tennessee, while Madison Strickland out of West Hall has decided to stay closer to home for her college softball, signing with the Bernal Golden Tigers. In her high school career, Strickland hit .319 with 27 doubles, 18 triples, 3 home runs, and 70 RBI. Madison was named Freshman of the Year, All-State selection, the 2-time recipient of the Coaches Award, Team MVP, and 2-time All-State honorable mention. The Gainesville High School and North Hall High School baseball communities are now working together as a team representing the state of Georgia as part of the nation's biggest and most talked about baseball tournament, the Stars and Stripes. North Hall coach Trent Mongero is the state director for Georgia for Stars and Stripes, and Gainesville High School boss Jeremy Kemp is an assistant state director. Now, this is a national event with over 20 states participating. Now, let me give you the local tryout date and times. For the 9 and under to 13 and under, it's 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturday, September the 10th at North Hall. The 14 and under and 18 and unders will be trying out from 1:30 to 4:30 that day. More info and other locations for tryouts can be found at www.starsandstripesbaseball.com. A few other notes for you runners. A 5K race coming up on Saturday, September 17th at Gainesville State College. Limited to the first 500 to sign up. Online registration is at active.com, or you can contact jacob.weirs at hallco.org. That's jacob.weiers at hallco.org. The Georgia High School Association apparently has consolidated its move toward 6 classifications for the 2012-13 school year, but a whole lot of work needs to be done between now and next fall. All right, following up on a story we featured a few weeks ago, at the Sprint World Canoe Kayak Championships in Hungary, local canoeist Robert Finlayson finished 7th in the one-man 1,000-meter C final in 4:38.6, a little over 18 and a half seconds behind the winner. He and fellow Lanier Canoe and Kayak Club member Ben Hefner finished 8th in the C4A final, part of the team that did that. Finlayson also was 8th in the C1B final, but he didn't make the 200-meter final. He did finish 8th in the 500-meter. And Hefner and Ian Ross were 7th in the C2 200. Gainesville's Morgan House was part of the kayak 4-man team that was 6th in their heat and 8th in the semifinal heat, but that was not good enough to get them into the finals. On the links, we've got a lot of news. Chris England took the Royal Lakes Championship, lucky number 7. That's right, 7-time champion. He had a 2:19 over 3 days. He was just ahead of the Cagle brothers. Grant shot a 2:21 and Jared a 2:22. Garnett Smith was the women's champion. At Chicopee Woods, Derek Watson won the championship with a 2 under 142. Gainesville High golfer Morgan Reese completed the Atlanta Junior Golf Summer Tournament Series with a 7th place finish in the Club Division Season-End Invitational Championship. Morgan actually competed in 7 tournaments, won 2, and placed in the top 5 at 4 others. Meanwhile, the 13 to 14-year-old boys division was won by Nathan Williams, who is a freshman at Gainesville this year. He shot a 1 over par 214 over 3 days to win it their season ender at Chateau Elan. 1 shot in front of Red Elephant teammate Spencer Ralston. Until next week, I'm Garry Glenn, Hall County Sports. Hall County Sports is brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. And remember, when you go green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair.
a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair at 770-535-7278. And by McKellar Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McKellar Road in Oakwood. With 3 worship services every Sunday morning, Kids Town and adult small groups, McKellar Road United Methodist Church is dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ.